Hello friends, welcome to NJCF. We are learning social science of 10th standard and we are talking about chapter number 3, that is Cultural Heritage of India, Sculpture and Architecture. In the previous video we talked about different caves of Gujarat. Now in this video we are going to talk about Chariot temple and temple architecture. You are seeing many temples around you. So can you tell me about the structure of temple? How temple is built? Can you describe it? Pause the video and try to think about that. Here we are going to talk about one of the most popular form of temple architecture, and that is Chariot temple. I'm sure you must know the meaning of chariot. A unique feature of Pallava age can be seen in the famous Chariot temple of South India, which is carved out from a single rock. So Chariot temple is the unique feature of Pallava dynasty. If you remember, we talked about Pallava dynasty in the previous standard. So this Chariot temple was built from a single rock. Kailashnath temple of Kanchi and temple of Vaikuntha Perumal are the best example of architectural art. So here you can see the temple of Kailashnath, which is located in Kanchi, and this is the temple of Vaikuntha Perumal. The chariots are used to carry representation of Hindu gods. It is usually used on festival days when many people pull the cart. You can imagine about Rath Yatra. On this day, chariot of Jagannath, Subhadra and Balram are pulled by people. So the chariot was usually made up of wood and wheels had 8 spokes and tires were made up of bronze or iron. Kanchipuram was the capital of Pallava dynasty and Kailashnath temple was built by the ruler Raja Simha, the king of Pallava dynasty. The structure contains 58 small shrines which are dedicated to various forms of Shiva. Vaikuntha Perumal temple is located in the state of Tamil Nadu and it is dedicated to God Vishnu. The temple is constructed in the Dravidian style of architecture. We talked about Dravidian style of architecture in the previous video. Vishnu is worshipped as Vaikuntha Perumal and goddess Lakshmi as Anandavalli. This temple was also built by Pallava king Nandivarman in 8th century. So you can say that Chariot temple was a unique feature of Pallava dynasty. Apart from above, mandapas at Mahabalipuram and Chariot temple of Mahabalipuram are world famous. Each one of them is rock cut temple. These chariots are named after the names of Pandavas. Chariot temple of Dharmaraja is the biggest one, whereas the chariot temple of Draupadi is the smallest. Dharmaraja is another name for King Yudhishthir, and chariot temple of Dharmaraja is the biggest one. So Mahabalipuram is one place that is famous for its temples and monuments. Chariot temple is also known as Pancharath. It referred as Pandavarath And these raths are the most excellent architectural example. And as we have seen, they were built during the Pallava dynasty. Now let's talk about temple architecture. Many famous temple architecture are seen with high pedestal and pinnacle with ladder. You may have seen various temples with pedestal and pinnacle with ladder, but some are flat with Pradakshina path encircling the Garbhagruha. Garbhagruha is the innermost part of the temple where idol of god or goddess is kept. The Bhumara Shiva temple near Jabalpur and temples of Larkhan in Bijapur district, copper statue of Lord Buddha in Nalanda, and Jain temples of Mathura are unique specimen of architecture and sculpture. There is a greater contribution of Pallava kings. So here you can see Lord Buddha statue in Nalanda, and this is Bhumara Shiva temple which is located near Jabalpur. Temples constructed in Kanchi, the capital city of Pallavas, are very famous. Tanjavur was the capital of Chola dynasty. The great Brahdeshwar temple was the first temple constructed by Rajaraja of Chola dynasty. Here you can see that Brahdeshwar temple. It is about 200 meters high. It is an extraordinary temple of ancient India. Brahdeshwar temple is dedicated to Shiva and it is located in Tamil Nadu. Interesting fact about its architecture is that the Vimana of the temple does not cast a shadow at noon. This fact is surprising, but Vimana of the temple does not cast a shadow at noon. So now you can understand why temple architecture of ancient India is very famous. So in this video we talked about Chariot temple and temple architecture. Now in the next video we will talk about architecture of Gopuram.